Hey guys, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Welcome to part 4 of building my dream stream rig. We've farmed materials, we've fabricated the case, we've painted it. Now it's time to get a water cooling loop in. Heads up, this is not going to be your average water cooling loop. I'm kind of a little bit nervous because I'm doing stuff that I'm guessing at, you know, it's all guesswork. Hopefully it doesn't leak, but we're going to be fitting the water cooling to the case because it's going to be part of the case. Hopefully when I'm done I'll be able to just switch out hardware when I feel like it. That's the hope of it anyway. So should we get on with it? Because we've got a fair bit to do, and then we've got the next video where I actually do building the case. Oh, actually, before we do anything, I did promise that I would show you the case fully built. So here you go. Okay, now that's out of the way, should we get on with getting the fitting down? I've got a towel down here so that we can lie it on its back and stuff because I've got some stuff to do underneath as part of the loop. But we'll get on with that as we go along. Should we? I'll get the case and I'll line this up. Yeah. Right, okay, first things first, I need to get this top off. Because basically I'm using 2 pumps, so what we're going to be fitting first is this. Now, because we're using 2 pumps, I've chosen to use this sort of like USB splitter for 2 fan headers for the pumps, so that I know they're always on. Obviously I need them both to be working at the same speed at the same time for them to be in the loop, so this is like the easiest way, and I've just got a little switch. So we're going to be fitting that first, and then we'll get on to running all the dry lines in before we start putting radiators and stuff like that. And basically, because we're kind of short on space, like all the cables and everything needs to go in this middle bit. Yeah, I've only got this much space for 2 power supplies and all the cables for 2 systems, so I'm trying to keep everything as neat and tidy as possible. We've got some cable ties spots down this side which I'm going to be running some stuff down, cables and some pipe work and stuff, to try and keep them out of the way. I've cable tied each of the front headers so that they're separate, so I know where they're going. I've kind of plumbed in most of them. Yeah, we're gonna get this switch fitted, which is gonna be going here where I've done cutouts and stuff. Should be a fairly simple fit in for this. Right, I want it this way around. So that switch should just sort of like sit somewhat neatly in there. Kind of does. Hopefully all these slots and stuff that I cut work just how I want them to. So far so good. I need to pop it through all the way through to the, yeah, like that. Okay. Grab another one. simple fitting. It should hold it in place. The right way around. And do the same on the other side, hopefully. I know it's a bit janky here, and I could probably have made some sort of bracket or something for this, like, but kind of there's a level of me that doesn't quite care what it looks like back here. Obviously, didn't even get painted back here. I did run out of paint, so that's probably why it didn't get painted, but they're basically as tight as they can go. That's not moving anywhere. Right, so as you can see here, switch is fitted, pretty solid, and then over this side it's just a couple of cable ties. This is going to go to an extension, which is going to join a pipe through the hole at the bottom there, and then obviously on this side we've got the two fan connectors. This one for up here is fine. I need to add an extension to this one so that it can get down to the other end of the motherboard, because obviously that's the top of the motherboard on this side. So we're going to get on with that. So I have a fan, it's just a straight fan extension here, and we're just going to take one of the lower one of these, which is this one. Throw this in. And that should just mean that this one here will just be able to go straight down here to the hole for the motherboard there, so that it can connect up to the fan and be poked in. And then this one here is good to go for straight over here for the pump. So we're good to go there. I'll get that extension cable through. Hopefully I can fandangle my hands to get that to work. I do have things in the way. Oh, it's birthing. Can you see that? Birthing. Oh, it's through. It's through. We're through. Right, okay. So if I pull this up, straight up this line. So whichever way around this needs to be. Like that. So first up, I'm running some dry line. This is basically just the same size as the other stuff that I'm using, so just to keep continuity. And it's proof of concept. I might be changing this stuff out, but it's pretty solid board. Like I said, it's the same size as everything else, so you'll understand what I mean by that. So what we need is we need to throw one of these on here. Just a straight coupler. Well, at least there's less chance of water escaping if it's this friggin' tight. I consider that on enough. So friggin' cable tie on it. Because of the way I'm going to be doing this, I hope I've got enough of this stuff. Right. Hopefully I've got enough. I'm sure we're going to find out, won't we? Right, so we're going to snip this here. And just giving the rubber a little bit A little bit of a wake up. Oh, sweet. I spat on it this time. Worked a charm. Bit of split grease. Got it straight on the. It really helps tidy up a bit. Tidy up in here. Yeah, what it does do is it literally helps me keep tidy in here, because you know, with it all running tight down that one side, we should be alright now. So we're going to run the dry one in from underneath now. We're going to put these in. So as you saw before, painted up these connectors green, so they should look pretty sick once they're on. So let's get these in. Right, so basically guys, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to probably quick step it, is I'm going to run the dry line from there to there, and then we're going to run it from here to this gap here. We're going to pin it all in. I'm going to stand this up, and we're going to do the same the other side. So yeah. Right, that's all the dry line gone in, and I didn't run out of pipe, which was nice. So we've got it split coming up here to both sides, and then coming around, split, and go back in. We're going to add the radiators next, and then we're going to test the loop, see if there's any leaks. Oh, I forgot cable tie right here. But I've tried to keep the loop so it's sort of out of the way of everything else, because nothing more annoying than a PC case that you can't really use properly as a PC case because everything's in the freaking way. Okay guys, we'll move on to fitting the radiators then, shall we? Alright guys, sorry I had to take a minute, all the back's done obviously. We're going to get the first radiator in, which is going to be this one here, and then it's going to be abundantly clear the slight difference in this loop. I'm trying something. Had an idea in my head and I figured I'd run with it. It might be a good idea, it might be a terrible one. I'm sure I could do something to fix it if it is, but hey, we're here now. Hopefully none of this shit leaks, and let's go, let's try it. Let's get this first radiator in it. Put this through here. Get it out the way. Let's get this in position. Should just go in. That toolless, which was kind of the intention, and it also gives the case some much needed rigidity. So with this, the other one, because I added a radiator, I've already got a point where I'm up to, so I'm going to cut to the same. Right, so we'll deal with this and its wires in a minute. Oh. Let's go. Do that one as well. Let's go. Right, sound. So they came out not so helpful, the pump side. Let's get these connected up with it. So that's that one, rid of all the cables and connected up now to those hoses. They're really tight, but that could be a good thing, you know. It's not going to get in the way though. The diameter inside these are pretty much the same, so it is a bit of a stretch to get them on there, but I have got them on there. Got both of them on with what I think is enough. So yeah, we'll get it all plumbed in. We'll go around the other side and we'll connect the pumper, going to show you what I'm going to do with the cables on there. We're going to keep all these extra cables because you never know, do you? So let me turn this round. So right, yeah, this particular pump usually has a cable that runs up to the fans. So they're here. Now on this one in particular, there was one RGB and there was one non-RGB. Now I thought the RGB one might just pull through. Now it's not connected, but it's not going to. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to snip this off. Probably going to snip it somewhere off and just tape it down there. So it's probably going to snip it somewhere short like there and just tape it down there so it doesn't connect to anything or anything like that, or bridge anything. But this is obviously the fan connector. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to make sure that these get taped up at this end, because obviously live cut cables for no reason. So I'll do that. Right, okay guys, that's the RGB cable removed from this pump. I have got green tape under there, but it's the bottom of the pump. No one's ever going to see that, ever. So we should be alright. And I've taped up the cables and tucked them in back there to try and keep them out of the way. Might remove that bit of tape, we'll see. Yeah. So I need to get this onto here now. So, okay guys, that's that attached. So it's ready to just go straight on. That's pretty much the position it's going to be in. So it should work fine. It seems to be leaking at the minute. Hopefully it'll stay like that. We'll find out. When I turn the pumps and stuff on, so we need to go around the other side and we're going to attach the other pump before we do all the high work. Because all this stuff is going to be the top of the pump, top of the loop. So it makes sense for us to get the pump on the other side first so that there's not a big hole in it, right? That's what I'm going with anyway. Well, let's get some friggin' weight in it now. Right. So, we're going to get the pump onto these. Once we've got the pump onto them, then we can move on. Fortunately, one side of the pump is actually cut because it's attached to this radiator. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the other one so I can sort the cable out. Because all I've got to do with this one is just tape up the cable in here because I'm still using the pump cable. So I just need to tape up so there's no like live cables in here. So cut this, tape it, get it onto the right one of these. I need to go around the side and make sure that these are attached to the correct ones. So that the loop, I know what I mean. These two bottom ones go to the bottom, these two top ones go to the top. I've got the bottom of this pump, which is this one here, on the bottom one on the other side, so I want to do the same on this side. So I'm going to get that on. Right, okay guys, I've got the whole loop in now. So we've got all three radiators are in and both pumps are attached. What we need to do is just see if we can fill this loop. And I'm going to do it the old school way, but I'm going to do it one at a time. I'm going to try and raise one side up to make it a little easier to get flow. But basically these AIOs, you can literally unscrew this back plate, hold it at the highest point in your loop, and then just like literally pour water in. Use purified water, that's all I use, 100% pure water. But yeah, I'm gonna do both of them until they're full. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect one of the pumps up to the line, plug that into the mains so that I can just switch it on, and then I'm gonna leave that pump at the bottom of the loop, as close to the bottom of the loop as I can, and then the other pump I'm going to hold up as high as I can, open, try and be the top of the loop, and then I'm going to fill from there, and hopefully I can get the whole loop pretty much full with that, hopefully. So that's the plan of action anyway. Okay guys, I've got the system line on its side. What we're going to do is we're going to take this hot plate off, this hot plate off. Now this pump has got two short screws and two long screws. Try and remember which one to go in which. Basically the bottom of the pump takes a short screw, I think, and the top of the pump takes a long screw. think they've just given me 4 of the same screw, no Arctic. Never mind. There is no higher point, that's why I've laid it on its side for this. So you can see it's empty, but this is from something that has had a loop with the extra radiator and stuff in, and we've got no problems with the fins there, none whatsoever, it's clean. It's more than I can say for when I first opened it. Arctic. Don't know what that crap was, but it's gone now. Right. As I said, I'm literally just using pure water. It's just pure water. There's nothing else to it. Just water. I've tried to keep as much of whatever Arctic use in there as possible. So I'm just sort of topping it up with pure water, which will usually mix with anything. Yeah, because I've got no electricals in here, innit? This stuff is probably going to take stuff on. Need to get rid of this top bit so it doesn't fucking. I'm getting everything wet like that. Okay guys, as you can see, I had a bit of a leak. I've fixed it now. It was this top nut. As you can see, I've freaking stripped the fucking thing back. But I'll probably be able to touch that up with paint afterwards. But I have basically filled the loop, dealt with the leak, and now that I've dealt with that, it gets more hardware on here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to finish off by just getting the last few fans in. Right guys, that is everything's in. All the fans, all the radiators. There's no leaking. Everything's in. Got 4 120s, 3 rods around there, and little 80mm rods, 80mm fans to match these. Both pumps are in, loops ready to go, and she is ready to have a system built in her. Let's go guys, let's fucking go. I can't wait to get these 2 fucking systems in here and dealt with now. Happy days. Right, I will see you in the next one guys. Thank you for watching, as always. And love you, bye. Bye bye now.